Hey, good morning. Today is Wednesday, June the 5th, 2024. The time now is 7:22 a.m. So today I want to talk about Nigeria, basically about a recent event or a recent activity in the country in Nigeria, which many in Nigeria and Nigerians around the world are talking about. This basically pertains to the Nigerian president or the Nigerian government, if you will, basically changing Nigeria's national anthem. So it is a very interesting development that the Nigerian president Bola Tinubu, who is a 72-year-old man, and it is very interesting. A very significant number of African leaders, okay, are in their 60s and 70s, and these guys are misbehaving badly. But anyway, Bola Tinubu basically celebrated his 1 year anniversary, okay, in terms of his 1 year in government, his 1 year as the president of Nigeria. And this national anthem was basically sang, okay, in a hall of lawmakers and the president. And it is very interesting that many of these guys did not even know the words of the new national anthem. And it is an interesting development in that it shows that in Africa that we have not done our job, especially the youth, the young Africans. Many of us who God blessed us, okay, if I should put it in that way, not to be offensive to others, or let me say, many of us who are lucky enough to be abroad, and many will not return to Africa because of the lack of opportunities. And then the ones who are in Africa, in this case, we are talking about Nigeria, are weak in many ways. No jobs and no opportunities in many ways, or opportunities of different forms. As a result, these youth in Africa are basically, should I say, dormant, or they are basically there. And they are basically prone to abuse by the governments in Africa, the leaders. And this is how you will have situation in Nigeria where people like Bola Tinubu, presidents such as Bola Tinubu, will basically cancel, okay, repeal or ban or replace a national anthem, the country's national anthem, which had been used since 1978, okay? Basically replace it for a national anthem written by a Lillian Jean Williams, okay, a British white woman expat in Nigeria, about, let's say, 2 decades or so before the Nigerian national anthem, which Bola Tinubu replaced, okay, was put in place. So this is the case in many ways in Africa, where we have one man and his party in power will basically just make trouble, just cause or engage in nonsense. And that's what I believe Bola Tinubu did. And again, when the news came out, okay, when I look at text out there and articles, the first question that I ask myself is, what are the implications? Why is changing Nigeria's national anthem so significant to Bola Tinubu? And one question that also came to mind, how are Nigerian people, the average Nigerians, benefit from the changing of their national anthem? And national anthems are basically songs, okay, ideas that basically unify people, unify the masses, okay. it is very much deep in the country's history. It is very significant in many ways, okay, in terms of the heritage. Whether we are talking about the ethnic heritage, the regional heritage, the cultural or linguistic heritage, the struggle of their people, of the people of for independence, okay, to protect and defend themselves. Okay, these are all ideas or realities or things that are relating to national anthem. So when you change a national anthem, what you are changing it with is very important as well. And it should be disclosed by the president or the government or the institutions or the groups who want to change a national anthem of a country. It should be disclosed in terms of the implication and how it benefits the people. So this basically appears to be a distraction move because Nigeria, whether we are talking about pre Bola Tinubu or current Bola Tinubu, has been experiencing a lot of hardship. We are looking at the devaluation of the country's currency, the naira. We are looking at the living standard or the fact that it is very difficult to make living in Nigeria. We are looking at the fact that there are more Nigerian doctors around the world, in the United States, in the United Kingdom, in Europe, than in Nigeria. And Nigerians are very smart. These guys are the smartest, okay, the most ambitious of Africans. Malema in South Africa basically stressed that while Africans are competing among themselves, Nigerians are competing against the world, okay, or with the world, with the big and powerful countries. Or in this case, I will add by saying Nigerian people, not the Nigerian government, because it seems as if the Nigerian government doesn't have a brain. It's just a bunch of people who are in power, who are basically ciphering the money. That's what it appears to be. And I am not saying this to insult everyone in Nigerian government. I'm sure the biggest and brightest and most ambitious and those who love the people of Nigeria and Africa are in the government, but they do not have the opportunity to make their mark, to show how much they can represent the people. And I hope their time, their days will come when they show the world in Nigeria what they stand for in terms of their ability and their willingness to deliver for the Nigerian people. But again, the idea of this changing of Nigeria's national anthem, okay, with the title Arise, O Compatriots, okay? Basically, the whole idea of compatriots relates to citizenry, the people, okay, the masses coming together, rise together, okay? It seems to me that Tunubu is, and this is the case for many of our leaders in Africa, is intoxicated with not so much power, but when he reflect in retrospect, okay, when he reminisce of the old days when they were lined up as young boys and they have to parade, okay, to hail the white man, the colonialist, okay, and sing that glorious music song of a new young Nigeria or whatever. He basically is intoxicated by the old days and does not have or seem to have any ounce of patriotism, or at least patriotism in the direct, real, and truthful form. Because if he was, I do believe, he will basically raise Nigeria to the point where Nigeria will stand up to the rest of the world, the West that wants to control Africa or cause trouble in Africa. It seems as if, in fact, the changing of this national anthem is a way to link Nigeria to the old days, to the colonialist or colonialism days. Not so much to have Nigeria colonized, which could be the case. And when I mean colonize, I don't mean colonize in the traditional form or ways, but in a neo-colonialist form or ways. The connection of Nigeria to the former colonial entities or colonial masters, if you will. Nigeria is a country that should be punching at its weight or above its weight. Nigeria is a country giving the people, giving the glory of that country, that even the United Kingdom, that was the colonialist of Nigeria, should not be talking in the presence of Nigeria. But because Nigeria as a government, as a country, as leadership, does not seem to have any ounce of pan-Nigerianist or pan-Africanist, they allow the powerful, the big countries to basically push them around. And this is what basically almost led to World War III in Africa last year in July, when the West basically was trying to egg Nigeria and ECOWAS to go and attack Niger because they oust President Bazoum. And I want to stress that. So Bola Tinubu and the Nigerian parliament, okay, lawmakers, changing the country's national anthem. It's very suspicious, okay? It is a move that I do believe was made as a means to distract Nigeria or the Nigerian people of their failure, okay? A country that produces oil suffer from power outage or power cuts. Now, Tunubu did not start that, but he has been in power for 1 year. There is a standard of living or a living crisis in Nigeria where people are having difficulty making living. Young people do not have jobs and they want jobs. Nigerians, the brain of Nigeria, okay, are leaving the country. Nigeria, I know recently there was news that came out about the idea that United States wants to open a military base in Nigeria. That is something that all Africans and all West Africans must be careful, must be very suspicious, and must push back. Because for us Africans, especially for us Black Africans, Nigeria is like a father or like a big brother or like a mother or like a sister in a family, big sister in a family. When you capture the father or the mother or the big brother or the big sister, the children are finished. You can destroy the family. If the United States or any Western countries go and establish military bases in country like Nigeria, that basically means we are conquered, we are done. We are seeing now what's happening in Kenya. Countries such as Nigeria, South Africa, Egypt, Kenya, Ethiopia, Congo, among many. These are countries, as much as Africans must be very careful to make sure any other African country or any African countries is not occupied. These countries, once again, Nigeria, Congo, South Africa, Kenya, Tanzania, Ethiopia, Egypt, Morocco, Algeria. If these countries are occupied, then the African consciousness is occupied. Then Africa is once again colonized or recolonized. But I do apologize for deviating. Let me get back to the whole idea of Tunubu changing Nigeria's national anthem. Now, the national anthem that was basically changed, okay? The title is Arise, O Compatriots. Compatriots meaning the people, the citizenry. And the new national anthem is basically, the title is Nigeria We Hail Thee. So Nigeria We Hail Thee was the original, okay, the first national anthem of Nigeria, which was basically first introduced in 1960 by, basically written by Lillian Jean Williams, a British expatriate, a woman who was living in Nigeria at the time. So I reviewed the Nigeria We Hail Thee national anthem, the text. I did not feel African. And I wonder whether when Lillian Jean Williams wrote this, the lyrics, did she actually feel Nigerian, or it was basically written in terms of the atmosphere at the time? Okay, I read this and I do believe, had I been a Nigerian, I don't think it basically enticed me to do anything. Perhaps I'm looking into this too harshly, and perhaps I'm being too critical of Lillian Jean Williams. And I hope you tell me what you think. But the Arise, O Compatriots, given the situation at the time, Africans rising, and yes, this Arise, O Compatriots, was basically introduced by the military government in 1978. Okay, but it does have the African fervor, the African momentum of the time. And I do believe even now, where there could be a massive revolution in Africa because of what our presidents are doing, our leadership are doing. The Arise, O Compatriots, seems to be much more significant and relevant for now and for past times, because it basically seemed to promote a Pan-Africanist slash revolutionary momentum or ideology. And I read both texts, okay, for both national anthem. They are interesting, okay, they basically are interesting. And what it sounds like, okay, or feels like, Arise, O Compatriots, basically seem to have some lines from the Nigeria We Hailed Thee, okay? But the Arise, O Compatriot, seemed to be much more African, not so much that it was introduced by an African military government, but it seemed to echo the momentum of Africanness and African revolutionary at the time. And even now, where there are calls for revolutionary or revolutions in Africa, and also for now, where and when I do believe Africa is ripe for massive revolution that could basically shake Africa and the rest of the world. Now, I'm going to read a couple of things, and I will review both texts for both national anthem. So, one line that I highlight or highlighted from one of the articles, this is from VOA, reads, "The new anthem was played publicly for the first time at a legislative session attended by Tunubu, who marked his 1 year in office as president Wednesday." So the thing happened last Wednesday. And it's very interesting that the bill to repeal or to change the national anthem, okay, the Arise, O Compatriots, with Nigeria We Hailed Thee, basically the whole thing went through in less than a week. Less than a week, Nigeria basically changed its national anthem without consulting the people and without basically having discussion, okay, to get the people's idea or to get the people's opinion. Okay, I'm going to read this again. "The anthem was played publicly for the first time at a legislative session attended by Tunubu, who marked his 1 year in office as president Wednesday." So it is very interesting. You, as a government, you are basically replacing one national anthem with a national anthem that you do not even know. You don't even know the words to the supposedly new national anthem. This is basically shameful. It is one of those instances that I've stressed multiple times of African leaders, African presidents humiliating their people, okay? Humiliating Africa. You basically pass a bill, you change a national anthem with a new national anthem, which you sing during a legislative session, and you do not even know the words for it. This is embarrassing. Now, from BBC, okay, I'm going to read a couple of lines, 3 lines that I highlighted from a BBC article. And I'm not going to read the article's title, okay? I have oftentimes read the titles of the articles. But these lines read, "Speaking on his first anniversary in office, President Tunubu said the anthem symbolized Nigeria's diversity. Yeah, you can say that. If basically the fact that the anthem, the new one mentioned the whole idea of native land, then it does make sense. But oh compatriot, okay, or arise compatriot, basically talking about the people, the masses. So I don't know what Tunubu is saying, or what this article is stressing here. I'm going to continue. But many have questioned his priorities amid the cost of living crisis. People are having difficulty making a living in Nigeria, and Tinubu is changing a national anthem. Shameful and disrespectful and just garbage. I'm going to continue. Reacting online, some Nigerians said the country had more pressing problems such as insecurity, rising inflation, and a foreign exchange crisis. So true. I'm going to read that again. Reacting online, some Nigerians said the country had more pressing problems such as insecurity, rising inflation, and a foreign exchange crisis. And this is a very interesting reality here where African leaders, in this case, we are talking about Tinubu, are not prioritizing what should be prioritized. Okay? They are basically acting like fools. They are doing stupid things, basically to protect themselves. And that's what I believe, okay, or one of the things that I believe Tinubu is doing here. Changing the country's national anthem, basically creating distraction, creating discussions, debates that should not be talked about or that should not be entertained. Nigeria should talk about the standard of living, okay, the living crisis. Nigeria should talk about the devaluation of its currency, insecurity, and inflation. So I do believe that Nigerians, okay, and I consider Nigeria and Nigerians our big brother in West Africa and Africa, or one of the big brothers of Africa. Nigerians are always doing big things. However, the Nigerian government often fails Nigerians, and as a result, Nigeria often fails Africa. So Nigerians should be very concerned about what is going on in terms of Bola Tinubu's attempt, or the fact that Bola Tinubu with the legislature basically rushed, okay, and changed Nigeria's national anthem. And the whole move basically happened in less than a week. If they are doing this, who knows what else they are doing? I do believe this move was an attempt, okay, to relink Nigeria to its colonial past, or to relink Nigeria to the United Kingdom, so that Nigeria can once again become a subjugated nation, while the members of the government, in this case Tinubu, will continue to look good in the eyes of the West, or the United Kingdom, okay, Britain, the colonizer of Nigeria. So I'm going to stress that. But I want to read the lyrics of both the national anthem, and then I am going to move on from there. So once again, I want to remind you that the first Nigeria's national anthem is basically titled "Nigeria We Hail Thee," which was basically written in 1959 and introduced in 1960. It was written by a British expatriate by the name Lillian Jean Williams, and the Arise, O Compatriots, basically in 1978, basically replaced the first national anthem, which is Nigeria We Hail Thee. So, Arise, O Compatriot was used or has been used in Nigeria since 1978, and finally was replaced this year, 2024, by the President Bola Tinubu and a legislature that basically fast-tracked the entire system in terms of how bills are supposed to be passed. And now I'm going to read these lyrics. For the first lyrics that I'm going to read is that of Arise, O Compatriots. Basically, this is the national anthem that was replaced last week. So it reads, Arise, O compatriots, Nigeria's call obey, to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain, to serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom, peace, and unity. That's the first stanza, the first part. And for the second, O God of creation, direct our noble cause. Guide thou our leaders right. Help our youth the truth to know, in love and honesty to grow, and living just and true. Great lofty heights attain, to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign. So basically, it has fine words and fine lines. It's interesting. I like it. I'm going to read that again. So once again, this national anthem that was replaced, the title is Arise, O Compatriots, or Arise, O Compatriot, however you want to say it. And it reads the first line and then throughout. Arise, O compatriots, Nigeria's call obey, to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain, to serve with hearts and might, one nation bound in freedom, peace, and unity. O God of creation, direct our noble cause. Guide thou our leaders right. Help our youth the truth to know, in love and honesty to grow, and living just and true. Great lofty heights attain, to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign. So I like that. Okay, look at the line. Arise, O compatriots, or arise, O compatriots. Rise up, everybody. Rise up, Nigeria or Nigerians. Nigeria's call obey. Obey the call of the nations to serve our fatherland. I know in Africa today we are saying the motherland. Either way it works, okay? With love and strength and faith, okay? Serve your country. Serve Nigeria with love, with strength, with faith, okay? The labor of our heroes past. All that those before us had done for us, we should never forget. We should always know we should always know where we come from, or where we came from, however you want to say it. To serve with hearts and might, one nation bound in freedom, peace, and unity. One nation, we are together in freedom, peace, and unity. Okay? I like that. Oh God of creation. Africans always invoking God and spirituality. And Nigeria, in this case, in this national anthem, did not disappoint. O God of creation, direct our noble cause. Our cause is noble, whether we are talking about freedom, peace, and unity. Guide thou our leaders right. Guide our leaders. Tunubu must be guided. This guy is messing up already. Help our youth the truth to know. The youth must know the truth. The youth must be educated. The youth must be determined. In love and honesty to grow. And living just and true. Great lofty heights attain. To build a nation where peace and justice shall reign. We need that in Nigeria and we need that in Africa. What Bola Tinubu is doing could take away peace and unity. So that's it for the first national anthem, okay? Arise, O compatriots. Now for the second national anthem, the lyrics is basically the same thing to an extent. And for the second national anthem, which is now going to be the official national anthem since it is being changed. And the title reads, Nigeria, we hail thee. And it reads, Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians all, and proud to serve our serving motherland. Our flag shall be a symbol that truth and justice reign, in peace and battle honored, and this we count as gain. To hand on to our children a banner without stain. O God of all creation, grant this our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed. And so, with peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed. I liked it. It's very interesting, okay? It has interesting words. In this case, the second one, it is poetic, it is romanticized, okay? The national anthem, Nigeria We Hail Thee, it is poetic and romanticized. And the previous one, which I just read, which is being changed. Arise, O compatriots. It is more revolutionary, more militant, okay, which Africa needs as of now, or Nigeria needs as of now. We need to change things. But one line that I find very interesting in the Nigeria We Hail Thee national anthem, which basically two lines: to hand to our children a banner without stain. What do you mean a banner without stain? Okay? What do you mean a banner without stain? And what stain are you talking about? Are you talking about the stains that was left behind by the colonialists after Nigeria kicked them out and finally gained independence? Now, both anthems, to be honest, sound the same. And in fact, since the fact that Nigeria We Hail Thee was the first anthem, which was written in 1959 and introduced in 1960, was the first, it makes sense that we conclude that most of or many of what the Arise or Compatriot has was taken from the Nigeria We Hail Thee national anthem. Okay? But Nigeria We Hail Thee is very romantic. Okay? It is romantic, it is poetic. Africa and Nigeria don't need that. We don't need romance or romanticism or poetry. Okay? What we need is food. We need bread and butter. We need education. We need employment. We need finance. We need infrastructure. We need stability. Nigeria We Hail Thee is not going to produce any stability. And the stability that Nigeria needs will come as a result of a massive revolution in Nigeria, which could also spark revolution throughout Africa. Nigeria We Hail Thee is not revolutionary. It is poetic. It is romantic. Okay? It is a lyric, okay? A national anthem, which was written by a British, okay? A member of the colonialist who, to my knowledge or conclusion, I do believe, did not have the emotional connection to the land of Nigeria as Afro-Nigerians, Black Nigerians, Nigerian Nigerians had back then or have now. So I have to be honest within myself and to you guys. Perhaps I am being too harsh, but I hope to hear from your perspective. But we need revolutionary and revolution. Nigeria We Hail Thee is not going to spark any revolution. I don't believe. And I do believe Tunubu is trying to go to this national anthem because he is reminiscent, okay? He is reminiscent of the old days when they line up as young kids and they'll march and they sing these songs. And also it could be due to hatred for the military government and a result of trying to squash a potential military anger. Look, I can basically conclude that many police officers, many soldiers are not being paid in Nigeria, whether consistently, on time, and pay the right amount. There are angers within the Nigerian system as there are in Liberian system, Sierra Leonean system, South African, Kenya, Congo system. Africa is ripe for revolution. So perhaps, in addition to Tinubu trying to go back to the old days, because in this case, the old days, the old Nigeria We Hail Thee national anthem doesn't and will not spark any tension that will ignite a revolution. So it is safe for Nigerians to think in terms of the lyrics of Nigeria We Hail Thee. It makes Tunubu confident and relaxed and fearless. But Arise, O Compatriots, could spark revolution. It is a national anthem, lyrics that basically has tendency, aspects of revolution and anger and strength and get up and stuck your feet right up the ear hole of the president or the government, okay, or those in power. That's the sentiment that I get from the Arise, O Compatriots. Get up, people, get up, citizens, okay? Let's go and fight these guys in power. Let's get them straight. Let's bring a strong, unified Nigeria together, okay? So I want to stress that. Once again, I'm going to close by stressing that the national anthem, which is being changed, Arise, O Compatriots, has sentiment or elements of revolutions, okay, or revolutionary, and anger and get up and fight. Whether this national anthem or its lyrics was introduced in 1978 by a military government or not, it bears sentiment of restlessness and resistance that the previous and first national anthem of Nigeria, Nigeria We Hail Thee, which is now being reinstated, does not have. Nigeria We Hail Thee is a safe national anthem for Tunubu and for any Nigerian president in the future, because it talks about the sweetness of Mother Africa or Mama Nigeria, our native land, and build a nation, and that we do not leave for our children a banner of stain. What banner are you talking about and what stain? But it doesn't include any sentiment of anger, of restlessness, of revolution. So it is safe for such national anthem to be reinstated. I'm going to stress that, and I just want to stress that. Now, I hope to hear what you think. Please tell me what you think, okay? Tell me what you think. Tell me what I say wrong, what I could have said to make my program, my talk better. Tell me what is right, what I'm missing. Also, feel free to share with me any topics, any events, any articles that I can use for a future program. But most importantly, share the links, and thank you very much for watching The Echoing Voice. Peace.